This is Audible.
Audible Studios presents Summer at Tillingford Hall, written by Flora Dunn, narrated by Natalie Buscombe. To my husband Martin, my knight in shining armour. Chapter 1. I look at the two portraits in my hands, certain the one on the right is a fake. For the past couple of hours, I've been sitting in the stifling, dusty collections room at Tillingford Hall, poring over a tiny part of the huge collection of miniatures I'm here to catalogue. The blinds over the tall sash windows cut out a beautiful sun-soaked view of the hall's extensive grounds. The only ventilation is a wobbly desktop fan, and the old-fashioned mercury thermometer reads nearly 90 degrees. Not only will this not do these delicate artifacts any good, it's also way over my own optimum operating temperature. Luckily, only the less important ones are in the collections room. Most of the collection is displayed around Tillingford Hall, on the walls, in cabinets, and, incredibly, some just lying around. But before going down to collect Hattie, my 7-year-old daughter from the housekeeper, Mrs. Powell, who has been minding her, I thought I would just peek inside one last drawer. Inside, an oval portrait of an old lady with a narrow, cat-like gaze caught my eye. There was a pale ring on the paper on which the miniature was resting, as though the picture had been moved, and although the frame was identical in shape to the others, it had a slightly different sheen. I noticed that the aged look on the picture seemed to have been created with paint, or maybe some kind of dirt. Putting on my white cotton conservator's gloves, I carefully turned over the miniature. The paper tacked to the back of the frame was brand new. Next to the picture of the lady was a portrait of an owlish gentleman in an identical frame, so I picked it up for comparison. I'm now staring at them both, one in each hand. They are obviously a pair. The lady, turned to her left, and the gentleman, to his right, gaze lovingly at each other, like the owl and the pussycat. Against my principles as a curator, but very much in the name of scientific discovery, I take off my gloves and shut my eyes. I shuffle the two miniatures around so I can't be sure which is which. Then I weigh them in my hands, rub them gently, and smell them again. One smells like an old library. It has a rough, dusty feel, the vibes of antiquity emanating off it. The other smells odd. It's got a chemically plastic scent. I open my eyes. There's definitely something not quite right about the lady's portrait. It's just not that good. The brushwork on the gentleman is so delicate, the artist has managed to get the effective lace with the merest strokes of white. The paint on the other portrait is daubed on, and there's a wash of brown over it, but it's shiny, like acrylic ink, not the grime of antiquity. There's no doubt this portrait of a lady is a modern fake, or a forgery. I sit down, staring at the two pictures in my hands, and wondering what to do. I look around the dusty, disordered room. I've already got my work cut out here, and only 6 weeks in which to do it. I don't need the distraction of this mysterious lady. I think I'd better settle in, get my feet under the table, and wait and see what else comes up. I carefully replace the pictures and lock the cabinets. Then I check the blinds are fully closed and leave the room, locking the door behind me and pocketing the large iron key. As I enter the vast semi-basement crypt that is Mrs. Powell's domain, Hattie rushes over and hugs me tight. One corner of the huge kitchen has been fitted with a modern range cooker and an espresso machine, but the acres of marble worktop and the enormous scrubbed oak table hark back to the days when this space would have been a frenetic catering hub, feeding 100 people a day. "How's your day been?" I ask my only child. "Okay," she says, burying her face in my tummy.